Welcome graduates, families, friends, coworkers, and all versions of supporters to this 2023 WGU convocation. My name is Sabrina Robison, and I am here standing in front of you because of my personal and professional motto, yeah, sure, why not? I'm standing before you today as a graduate of WGU's Masters of Nursing Education program as your representative speaker because my entire adult life, I have tried to live my life with little to no fear, and part of that is saying, yeah, sure, regardless of my perceived qualifications in completing the job at hand. With this attitude, I have been able to almost eliminate my fear of rejection. I have been told no more times than I can count, but the yeses have always been life-changing. Today I will share with you some of the amazing yeses that led to meeting inspirational and crucial people on my journey and even up to the moment of me standing on this stage. From a young age, I knew that nursing was my purpose. This passion must be genetic because both my mom and my sister are in the medical field. My mother, Mary, and sister, Sammy, have immense kindness and strength in their souls, choosing to work in oncology fields. My mom works in a breast cancer center in New Mexico, and my sister works in pediatric oncology in Rhode Island. I am fortunate to have the support of a family for any goal that I want to achieve. At the young age of 22, my first big yes was to my supportive husband, Kyle. He is here today with our beautiful son, Mason. When Kyle asked me to marry him, I said, yeah, sure, and we got married on a random Thursday at the courthouse, and then decided to move 1,200 miles away from home to Missouri. In Missouri, I applied for a job at a local health system as a secretary, where I got my first real taste of the healthcare field, which turned into opening the path for me to go to nursing school and started me in my nursing journey. In that health system, I had the opportunity to work for the most incredible supportive manager, Christy. And while working with Christy, an opportunity presented itself to be a de-escalation and evasive maneuver instructor. And I said, sure, why not? I trained for this with Franz, a wise man who had a passion for learning and teaching that I had never experienced before. Franz's excitement was infectious and helped solidify for me that I wanted to pursue education as part of my long-term goals. Christy encouraged me to follow my nursing school dreams and go back to school 10 years after high school. Christy would help ensure that my schedule was built around my nursing school schedule to allow me to work and go to school simultaneously. When I decided that I was ready to pursue my nursing career, I was initially going to move to a larger city for school, or there was a small satellite campus of a larger university on Fort Leonard Wood Army Base. The percentage of non-military affiliated civilians accepted to the program is very small, so I was not sure that I would get it. But I thought, yeah, sure, I'll try. So I applied, and it worked. My nursing class did have less traditional students. Many were older, most were military wives and had children, with a handful of active duty or veterans in the class. It was a different experience, I think, than most when getting their nursing degree. But I was thankful that I was accepted into that nursing program because it led me to the opportunity to meet the tiny human and her mother that opened my eyes to the love of being in the NICU. In my mother-baby clinical rotation, we met a mama who had been working in an addiction program and had just given birth to a little girl. That mama was so open about her life and willing to let us ask all the questions and learn from her. She had to stay for observation for her baby for any withdrawal symptoms, just for safety, and I fell in love with them. I instantly felt a tug in my soul that this is the nursing that I was meant to be doing, and that's what I did. I had been offered an ICU job at the main hospital of the system I worked for, but I got a call from my mom that there was an opening in the NICU at her hospital back home. Nursing school had prepared me that it was unlikely that I would be accepted to work the floor in a specialty like NICU without a residency program or experience. But I figured the worst they could say was no, so I said, yeah, sure, and applied. I was invited for an interview and surprisingly was offered the position, and I have never looked back. The NICU continued to introduce me to inspirational and helpful humans on my journey, to include Victoria, who I am able to share the stage with today. Victoria quickly became a mentor and friend in my nursing career, life, and motherhood. The yeah, sure leap was on her part when I approached her with the idea to return to school and get our master's degrees. She agreed to go on this journey with me and is here today graduating with her BSN. The most recent Yeah Sure was this speech. When I was finishing up my schooling and saw that it was an option to apply to be a speaker, I figured, yeah sure, the worst they can say is no. Overall, I'm immensely proud of the human and nurse that I have become and of this great accomplishment. I am certain that many of you here today have paths that don't go in a straight line and yet still have led you to graduation. I share a feeling of pride with you and gratitude for all the humans along your journey. To those unwavering supporters, I thank you for providing that support and encouragement when it was most needed. And to all the graduates, good luck on your continued careers and journeys. Continue your path without fear of rejection. What's the worst that can happen? I will say to all of you what I say to every tiny human that graduates and leaves the NICU. You have already done some big, hard things. I am so proud of you, and I cannot wait to see all the great things you continue to do out in the big world.